Thank you so much for tuning into this video. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Nicole. I wanted to talk to you guys about my profession, how I got into it, and for anybody who's out there that wants to be an accountant, whether it be public or corporate. I'm just gonna kind of talk you guys through some things that can help you out. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Going into finding a job in public accounting, if that is the route you would like to take. So for me, during my junior year of college, I was involved in going to the career fair and different career-based activities, company visits, going to breakfast with like different companies, like different recruiters. I was very active during recruiting season, and recruiting season depends on your school. Like my school recruiting season was all in the fall semester, but a lot of other schools I've heard their recruiting season is in the spring semester. So I was involved, like I participated in fall recruiting, and I landed 2 internships. I landed an internship in like just right outside of DC in Bethesda, Maryland, and that was a middle market public accounting firm. And then I also landed a internship for the summer of the same year with the Big 4 public accounting firm, which I work for now. So I had 2 public accounting internships prior to graduating. So I landed those internships during the fall semester. And for the firm that I work now, they had a rotational program for minorities, and I was offered a slot or a spot in that rotational program because it depended on if you would get it depended on how long it would take for you to get your credit requirements. So that is how I got into my firm. And so I got the offer, and then I came out for the office visit a couple of weeks later. I came to visit the office, and during the office visit, you kind of got to learn about the firm, do a tour of the office, and then you had an interview with a partner. With one of the partners, and I had an interview with 2 partners, and it was just kind of, they wanted to get to know me and to see if I was a good fit. But usually if they fly you out for an office visit, you got the job. So thank God I did get the offer, and I was indecisive on where I wanted to be because most of my family's in the East Coast. So I was indecisive between working in like right outside of DC and living in the DC area, or coming to the South and moving to Houston. So in the winter time, which was January through April, I did a winter, what's called a winter internship with the public accounting firm in DC. And with that firm, my client base was more real estate. So my clientele was real estate based clients and some non-for-profit. So I got to learn a lot of the ins and outs of real estate, which I truly enjoy until this day. And then in the summertime, I came out to Houston for the firm that I currently work for, and I did a summer internship, and I was mostly on oil and gas clients. And basically how the 2 internships went were like this. So for the winter one, the January through April in DC, we did the real estate clients from probably about January through March, and then March through April we did nonprofit, and that is because of filing. So like you guys should be familiar with tax season. You know, you hear about, oh my gosh, tax season, I need to file my taxes. Companies also have to file taxes and submit their submit their financial statements after it has been audited. And our job is to give an opinion. We give an opinion if the company's financial statements are free of any error or not, or anything we find. So depending on when your client has to file. So the real estate clients, I think they filed like either late February or March. So we were working like crazy, which we call busy season during that time. January through April is busy season usually. So I was on that, and then the nonprofit clients filed like right on April 15th, I believe. So that's why we worked with them for just about a month. And then my clients that I got during my summer internship, they have a 12/31 year end, which means they have a December year end. So they weren't filing. So we were going through quarters, like so interim. No, yeah, we're doing quarter testing, which is stuff I'll explain in another video. But basically, my experiences were going from January through April. I was like go, working late hours. I was working I was putting in 10 to 12 hour days as an intern, which was okay for me because I got paid overtime. Is it 10? Yeah, so I was doing like about like 50, 60 hour weeks. The overtime was nice, I can't complain. And then in the summertime, there was like a week or two where I would make overtime, but for the most part, I was just working regular 40-hour a week shifts. Okay, so that's kind of the background of the internship. And after I did my internship, I decided to go for the public accounting firm, one of the big four, because of location. I did a cost analysis, decided, okay, like DC is nice, the pay is nice. However, a good chunk of my paycheck will go towards living, especially because I knew I wanted to live alone. I wasn't gonna live with roommates. I said after I graduate college, no more living with roommates. So I chose Houston because in terms of cost, though I'm not getting paid as much as I could be getting paid in the East Coast, my money stretches further being down south. So that is why I picked the public accounting firm, which is where I currently work. And let me tell you guys about internships, because a lot of people think that how your internship goes is how your staff years are gonna go, which is no. So as an intern, obviously you're coming on brand new, you're still in school, there's a lot of things that you don't know. So obviously they're not gonna overwhelm you, but they do want you to learn. And it also depends on the time of year you are interning. So if you are interning from January through April, which is usually busy season for most clients, you will be learning a lot more than somebody interning in the summertime, because in the summertime, work is slower. Unless you get a client who files in the summertime, who files probably like 6/30 year end, which is June. Their year end, their books close in June, or some in July, some in August, it just depends. But usually most is in June. So summer internships, it depends, but it's usually slower. And during my internship, we had a lot of happy hours. We had a lot of fun activities that the HR team planned for us, of course, because they want to get you excited to work for them. So they have to do stuff. So I had a lot of fun during my internship. However, because I've worked a busy season, I knew not to expect the same type of hours or the same type of perks, I can say, when I became a staff. And by perks, I mean, yes, we do have happy hours still, but they're not as frequent as they were during my intern year. And also, I no longer make overtime, because when you're an intern, you are getting paid hourly. So whatever you work after 40 hours of the week is overtime. So you're making time and a half. But as a salaried staff, I make the same amount. I make the same amount. So whether I work 40 hours a week or whether I work 80 hours a week, I'm just getting paid my base salary. But we do have some perks, like depending on what's going on during busy season and your team, we get some team dinners, sometimes team lunches. If you're traveling, for the most part, you're not paying for anything out of pocket. They cover your travel costs, meal costs for the most part, and obviously your lodging, which is your hotel stay. If you have to travel by air, they cover airfare. However, your mode of transportation, if you have to rent a car, they pay for that. And if you're using your personal car, they reimburse your mileage. So those are some of the perks that we have as a staff. So just remember that your intern experience is not going to be the same as your first year of actually working as a salaried staff in public accounting. So you go to school for it, you intern, they like you, you get the job, and then you become a staff one. So I took a year before I started working. I graduated in 2017 and I was supposed to start working, I think that same year, the end of summer, like beginning of fall that same year, but I decided to take an extra year so that I could just get some things together and also kind of make sure that I am CPA eligible. So I spent the year, the school year of 2017-2018 finishing up my credits at the community college, like I told you guys, and now I began working fall of 2018. I am currently a staff one, and it's been great. I love being a staff one. I love my firm. I love what I get to do. I've gotten to learn so much in just 3 months. I've gotten to learn so much within the 3 months that I've been there working, and obviously I'm going to learn so much more. But I do believe that my internships did pave the way for me to be where I am, to be able to understand the concept around what I'm doing, because it's one thing of getting the job and it's another thing of understanding what you're doing and why you're doing it. And it also helps out on the job. You get recognized more and it's easier for your team to work with you if you have a grasp or a general understanding of what you're doing. And of course, they're gonna teach you more on the job. You're gonna learn your first couple of years. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.